Alright, it's a pretty nice morning, and the plan is to maiden both of these planes. This is the Skywing Edge 55-inch. It's a PP full fuselage. And this is the Horizon Hobby P3 Revolution. I bought this one because it was on sale. Okay, so because most people probably aren't interested in seeing two maidens, I'll split it into two videos. If you want to watch both videos, you can. Or you can watch the video for the plane you're interested in. I'll put the link for the other video down in the description. Okay, let's talk about setup a little bit. So I set CG at home, and I made two marks. One for the recommended 105 and one for 120. I'm going to start with 105, but I know a lot of people are flying at 120. But you should always start, in my opinion, with the manufacturer's recommendations and then tweak from there. And it's always better to have CG a little too far forward than a little too far back on a maiden. So I also have my voltage telemetry here, 6S battery, which will connect like that. Got the wings attached here and here. Got a X6R receiver. So we'll plug it all in, and then we'll do our surfaces test. So we'll do the high five method. So that should go up. That should go up. You can see things are nice and snappy. That's also important. Okay, the back should go up, down, up, down, and then rudder, right, left, right, left. Okay, everything seems fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the plane back here as far as I can, and then just take off to kind of maximize my outgoing trajectory. Then once it's in the air, first thing to do is to trim everything so that it's flying straight and level with, no or minimal input. And then I will flip it upside down to find CG. Now there's two ways to find CG. If you have like a cruising plane, you probably want CG forward, because CG forward will bias the plane towards level flight. But if you have an acrobatic plane like this and you want to fly it that way, you want more of a neutral CG. So a neutral CG does not bias the plane. It just lets the plane go whatever direction it's pointing. And the other nice thing about neutral CG is that it's speed invariant. So when you have a lot of bias with CG forward, you really only get that stability at a set speed. Whereas if you're neutral, you can vary your speed over a wider envelope, and the plane behaves about the same. So it's a trade-off, and it depends on what your goals are. But for this plane, the goals are definitely to be acrobatic, so we're going to go for a more neutral CG, maybe slightly ahead of neutral. Alright, let's get it in the air and go through all the steps. Alright, so the strategy here is to go about half to 3/4 throttle, lift up a little bit, and hopefully she'll just take off real smooth, and then I'll go through all the different procedures. Okay, make sure I'm still recording. Alright, let's put her up for the very first time and hope for the best. Alright. Okay, we didn't clear the runway, so we bumped a bit, but it didn't seem to matter. Okay, she's flying fine. Let's check for trim. Trim actually feels pretty good. I'm trying to decide right now if it needs anything. So I'm just flying in a lazy circle. I think a little bit of aileron. So we'll give it 2 notches. Feels pretty good though. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch to high rates. So we're in high rates now. Okay, now we're going to flip upside down and check CG. So CG is basically as neutral as can be. I'd say this is pretty good for CG actually. Just a tiny, tiny bit of up touch, which is what I was going for. So I don't know, I'd say she flies pretty good right out of the box. Well, right out of the build, I guess. Alright, so let's try a Harrier. Real nice. So I don't even have the wingtips on because I figured if she flips into the ground or something, I don't want to break the wingtip. But I don't even know if it really needs them, to be honest. Well, we'll find out on Knife Edge and stuff. So that's kind of a light Harrier. Looks pretty good. We'll try a hover. Oh yeah, no real problems there. Feels surprisingly calm for maidening such a big plane. Maybe because it's just performing so well. Alright, hover looks good, or yeah, hover I guess. Looks good. I'm almost tempted to try XA, but I don't know if I want to push my luck on a Maiden. So I won't. Okay, let's try inverted Harrier. I don't expect to see any problems there. Yeah, looks fine. So far, this plane flies similar to my 38 with the stabilizer, which I just installed a couple weeks ago, and significantly better than the 38 without the stabilizer. Of course, the perfect weather isn't hurting. We can try Knife Edge without the wingtips. I don't even know if I need the wingtips.
2 minutes, 3.9 volts.
Yeah. Seems okay. Sounds awesome in the air, by the way. I don't know. I might cut the rest of this because I don't know. I might just mess around for a little bit and then I'll cut the video right to the landing, which I think is going to be a Harrier landing because this thing seems to do Harriers no problem. So I'll just mess around with hovers and Harriers and stuff, which would be kind of boring to watch. And then we will, oh yeah, I know. I want to try elevator. I think that's a good thing to mess around with on the first flight to see how the stalls look. So that's an elevator. Looks pretty good. Looks fine actually. Little tiny bit of wing rock, but really nothing to complain about. And I always got to put some of that on me, especially with a brand new plane. I might not have entered that perfectly. Alright, anyway. On to basic hovers and Harriers.
30 seconds.
Alright, we're going to go for a Harrier landing. Probably a little far away, but that's okay. Not the best, but okay. Acceptable. Especially in this long grass. Alright. Landing gear, nothing wrong with the landing gear, so I would say that's successful. Alright, successful first flight.